unleashed opinion, boldly challenging the powers that be while keeping liberals in their place with conservative ideals and common sense solutions.
Hello, folks, and welcome to the Unleashed Opinion. We're live and worldwide once again. Got Chucklehead Deacon back in the house finally. Took a little time, but he made it.
Hang on.
Art.
Check.
Yep, I did call him Chucklehead, didn't I?
Yep, I'm back.
Oh, boy. It's always something with him, I tell you, folks. It's not easy being me.
You got this on your phone? Because I don't.
I'm not getting it either.
There we go.
Did we get it? Oh, your phone's picking up. Okay. I don't have mine yet. But anyway, hey, big thank you out to our service members doing what they do. Their families also, because their lives are deeply affected with this also. Great appreciation out to these people.
Absolutely. How could you not? I mean, for crying out loud, put their lives on the line. They leave their families in a home like you said. We've seen how many videos of military personnel coming home, seeing their kids for the first time in a year and a half.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So, yeah, absolutely. Hello, Abby Colwell. Glad you're watching the show. Thanks for the check.
Oh, boy. It's always something. Hey, big thanks to John for putting everything together for us.
Absolutely. We thought he was going to have an aneurysm here just a little bit ago. I think some things weren't going right, but he got it all straightened out. So, yeah, he definitely makes us look better.
Well, that's what he does.
Absolutely. Thank you out there to all of our law enforcement personnel, first responders. What you guys do is a fantastic job, a very dangerous job, as we've seen over the last umpteen weeks for a few months, how many law enforcement personnel have been hit on the side of the road by pulling people over.
Oh, isn't that something?
And just people just not paying attention, probably because they're on their dang cell phones and, my God, I got to have my cell phone when I'm driving. It's ridiculous. We've had, I think it was last count, I think just in Illinois alone, 16 were hit. Four have died.
It's too many.
It is. It is crazy. Absolutely crazy. And hang on a second. I got to find the paper. Here we go.
Oh boy.
As a feel good moment, as we like we said, we definitely love our first responders, firefighters, and everything. There is a blind World War II veteran whose home was painted over the weekend by firefighters in Florida who decided to give back to the community in a special way. William Velez, 89 years old, and his wife were full of gratitude after dozens of members of the Hillsborough County Fire Rescue and their families painted their house Saturday as part of an event coordinated with Paint Your Heart Out Tampa, volunteer effort. Volunteer Ken Forward told Fox station WTVT that it's natural for firefighters to give back to the community. To assist the community, to serve the community, that's what we're doing today. He's not able to get around and maintain his home the way he'd like. Forward continued, he told me he painted his home 17 years ago by himself, but now with his impairment, he can't do it, so we're here to help him. They, in addition to the fresh coat of paint, fire rescue volunteers installed smoke detectors in Velez's home. That's fantastic.
Wow.
He and his wife came out and met with us, and just to see his appreciation and gratitude is rewarding. That is fantastic. That is another thing, other than fighting fires, and keeping people safe, and that the fire departments do. So that's absolutely fantastic.
Still giving to the community, aren't
Heck
they?
Yeah, they are. Dan Lenning is out there.
Yeah.
Robin Days. What up?
Hey, big thank you out to our listeners out there, too, who give us text messages and such.
Absolutely. How about them freaks? Where are they at?
Garage on
Route 125. I bet they're drinking soda pop and having marshmallows and singing Kumbaya out there, right?
Yeah, they're doing something. On the Fulton County Connection, they're out there this evening.
Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the Illinois Department of Corrections, we thank you for what you do. It is a thankless job. People do not understand what you guys do out there. We do, because we did it for 27 freaking years, and, it's underappreciated. It really is. Oh, you guys are just high-priced babysitters.
Well,
come walk in the shoes for a little bit,
That's right.
Have some urination and defecation thrown at you a few times a day, so...
Walking to places where pepper spray is being slung around.
God, I'd almost rather fight a convict than smell that stuff. That was so bad.
Hey, you got Dave Jameson, Mike Keithley out there, Brandy Richards, Steve Snyder.
Sweet.
All righty.
The loyal followers.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I got a little personal message here that happened over the weekend. For Christmas, my oldest son Bob decided rather than get me something, like socks or underwear, because I kind of got a lot of other stuff that you know. So he thought he ought to take me someplace that I haven't been before. So we thought that I ought to go shoot some automatic weapons.
You like guns?
I like guns.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't ever know that.
So we called my buddy David and asked him, where he recommended.
David, shut up and pass me another beer, Holtz.
David said Knob Creek Gun Club's the place you want to be. So we loaded up the truck
and we went to Beverly. Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry.
Went there last weekend.
Oh, Lord, quit trying to rhyme.
Just shut up, would you?
All right. Golly.
It's my story.
I've been gone a few weeks and I get shut down already. What's up, Stalker? Josh Stalker's watching.
So anyway, we go down there. We have a real good time. Had both sons. Had Bob and Blake with me. David went with us.
Boy.
And went and shot some automatic weapons. Happened to have a little video clip that Bob posted on Facebook for me. You'll notice by my expression, I really enjoyed myself. And this is a 249 saw. When you may have heard of them, maybe not, but it's a pretty awesome weapon. Let's roll that footage and see, because it won't take long.
No, it won't. Rapid fire, baby.
That was it. That was it. Doesn't take long. That's
No, it
good.
doesn't. I see the fella had his hand behind you. It definitely had a little torque on it. Didn't it?
Yes, it does. Thanks to Bob, Blake, David, and the other people who helped make this possible. You guys know who you are. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I apologize for that. He sent me that that message, and I completely forgot about it. So I'm on a fixed income. I couldn't afford that anyway. Hello, Carolyn Baker.
Oh. Yeah. So anyway, we had a really good time. Got back Sunday afternoon, and it was a really good experience. If you ever get the chance, it's Knob Creek Gun Range in West Point, Kentucky.
That is fantastic.
It's a very good time if you like shooting stuff like that there.
Gee, I think you had a pretty good time.
I had.
There's a lot more videos, I think, on our Facebook page, aren't there?
Yes, there is. There's
so
several.
If you guys want to go see, what is it, a 50 caliber minigun that they shoot out of helicopters?
Well, as a minigun, I think it was 7.62, I believe, but. I was like a kid in a candy store. I thought, that one looks good. Let's shoot that one.
Browning automatic rifle. That was a Bonnie and Clyde special.
Shot a Tommy gun.
Oh, yeah. I would like to do that. So let me ask you a question. You guys went down. Hello, Kim Frick Hayes. You went down there, and, these weapons, these mean, nasty, ugly, intimidating weapons, did any one of those weapons at any time jump up and just start firing on their own?
I never did see that.
Really?
No, not once. And I was down there for like a day and a half. I mean, we got there Friday evening for a couple hours and went back and spent probably a full 12 hours on Saturday there, or maybe a little more. And not one time did I see one of those weapons get up and kill anybody.
That's incredible.
And speaking of that, to the people at the gun range, they did an outstanding job. Everything was safe, secure, run very proper. When you got in line to go shoot a weapon, you weren't in line but just a few minutes, because as you can see, it doesn't take long to shoot one.
I seen the big piles when they were shooting that minigun. I mean, I can't even tell you how many rounds were down there. I'd hate to be the one to have to reload all that stuff.
Oh my God!
If they reload.
But hats off to those people who put it on. Everything went real well. It was safe. Of course, I'm around guns a bit anyway, so I feel comfortable around them. But even if you were not around guns very much, and you really did not have any reason to feel uncomfortable, everything was very proper. Everything was very
fantastic. Good. To you people who have never shot a weapon before and might like to, there's all kinds of people out there that can take you somewhere. Give you glasses, give you ear protection, things like that, and instruct you on how to, fire firearms safely and securely. You don't have to be afraid of these things. No, you really don't. So, hey, go check it out sometime. It's actually pretty good.
And I've seen more than one time. I can't take it.
Hello, Bill Twaddell.
More than one time that people have never shot a weapon before go up there and like, I don't know, and then they'll shoot a few rounds, and 2 weeks later they own a gun.
Yeah, I think we ran a video. Oh, it's been quite a while back. There was these 5 guys who were against guns and things like that, and somebody actually took them to a range, and got them all set up, and they fired the weapons, and they said they really had a pretty good time at it.
Yep.
Unlike that one reporter that said he got PTSD.
Yeah, what a clown. What a clown.
But anyway.
He probably doesn't know what gender he is either, so.
Well.
Just saying.
Hey, you know how you can get rid of gender confusion?
Yeah, tell us.
Look in your pants.
And it takes all the confusion out of it,
Yes,
doesn't
it does. Yes, it does. Anyway, speaking of our military, if you guys don't know who Chris Tonto Peranto is, he was involved in the Benghazi incident that Hillary Clinton still hasn't been arrested for. But anyway, he's putting out a pro-military documentary out there, and it's called War Heroes. It was created and produced by Jack Thomas Smith, comprised of episodes that follow one service member or veteran at a time, detailing their unique experiences in service, at home, and the legacy they leave behind after their sacrifices, which we've talked about many times. We have a little clip here. It's about a 2-minute clip of what's going on. So if you could roll that, please.
Ryan would have done great things.
Men and mission always for him.
God bless him. I miss him.
Ryan always wanted to be in the military.
He liked that structure, the military structure.
And he would live out his dreams of being a soldier.
When he found out that he was going to Iraq, how did Ryan feel?
He knew that it needed to be done and somebody had to go, so it would be him.
At the battle lab where we did a lot of training at Fort Dix, he slipped and broke both of his heels. And that was his ticket out of the deployment.
But that wasn't Ryan.
He did his best to convince the Army that he was okay to go, even though he really wasn't.
Ryan was very passionate about the mission.
We were to safeguard Iraqi police stations and patrol.
We weren't far from the base. I heard probably the loudest explosion that I can remember.
I remember seeing a car go past with a sign on it, "Our Gold Star Mother." And I remember thinking, how sad, not knowing I was already a Gold Star Mother.
So I take the pain and I push it down, even though it hurts like the day I found out you were gone.
The Sergeant Ryan E. Dulles Memorial Foundation was started to honor his memory and to help other military families in need.
I'd like to welcome you all to our annual beefsteak dinner.
They don't make people like Ryan very often.
He never really got to leave his legacy, so this is kind of our way of leaving it for him.
I'll tell you what, I am just about ready to tear up on that. Jack Thomas Smith, who is the writer, producer, and director with this, came up with the idea in 2017 after hearing a news report of two U.S. service members killed in Afghanistan and not even knowing their names. He goes, they were just a blip on the news. You don't know their names. You don't know anything about them. So he goes, why not create a series where our men and women in uniform are the stars of each episode, which is fantastic. So he reached out to Chris Peranto, who definitely got involved. Film and TV producer Glenn Neville is serving as executive producer alongside Smith, as well as Smith's fiance. Peranto is a former Army Ranger for the 2nd Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment, one of the survivors of the 2012 terror attacks on the U.S. government facilities in Benghazi. The War Heroes pilot episode, Smith and Peranto met with family, friends, and fellow troops of Sergeant Ryan E. Dulles, a New Jersey Army National Guard soldier who was killed by an IED in Baghdad, Iraq on June 5, 2004. He was introduced to the Dulles family after his daughter learned of them through a mutual friend. Dulles was part of a unit responsible for patrolling and protecting Iraqi police stations. I haven't seen it. They're still actually looking for a network, I think. He says he hopes to see at least 12 episodes in the first season, currently searching for a network or sponsors to help this series proceed, and has multiple seasons of ideas in mind. He goes, there are so many stories we can tell, and I tell you what, they need to get out there. I think they need to get out there because people need to understand
what these people do. I mean, they're, you hear about it, and it's not like the old days when, you know, you can watch these things in real time, but you know, back home the people aren't really involved with what our veterans are going through over there. They're just not, unless you know a family member or somebody that you know, you're kind of unaffected by it unless you see a blip on the, just like you said, a blip on the news. So, you know, they're a bit underappreciated, well, a lot underappreciated. So,
you know, I think this will help other military personnel, you know, who were injured, have lost limbs and everything, and also help the families that are going through this. So,
absolutely, it's a good thing. And we'll see how that takes off.
Hopefully somebody will pick that up. Surely they will. I mean,
I would surely think so. Hey, we got Nisley out there this evening. We got Minnie Webker-Varley and Scott Zimmerman's out there this evening. All right.
What up? Thanks for joining.
Absolutely. Minnie, you're right. Nancy Pelosi's all worried about illegal immigrants in her own town. There is going to crap, literally, and spending a God's amount of money on these things. And then you see it on the news every day anymore. Trump and his what to do with the aliens that they're capturing on the border, what to do with them, with the detainees. They said, well, you know, the sanctuary cities, they seem to like all this stuff. They don't want to follow the federal law. They want to, you know, force the issue of having these illegals all over the place, because when you can't house these people, you turn them loose in the population anyway. So now Trump comes out and says, okay, and we've talked about this before several months ago.
Oh, boy.
Send them to the sanctuary cities. Why would you not? So now Cory Booker is one of them, and Pelosi was one person. Oh my God, you can't do that. That's unsafe.
What?
Well, I guess, you know, when these policies that you're wanting happen in your own backyard, they're not so nice then, are they, Nancy or Cory Booker? Yeah, deal with what the rest of us are dealing with out there, especially our border states, with these illegals running all over the place and sponging off our welfare dime and all our social programs, not to mention some of these people, the people they kill or the crimes these people commit. And I'm maybe painting things with a broad brush, because not every one of these people across the border are a criminal.
No, not at all.
You know what? If we could screen these people, if we knew who's coming across the border, that would greatly reduce it by quite a bit.
So you're talking about legal immigration now?
I am.
Damn it. You know, not only that, but I got a report here. Public health official in Laredo, Texas, said they have 20 Congolese migrants who were monitored for Ebola and other diseases in shelters in this city across the Mexican border in Nuevo Laredo. Shortly after his announcement, during the Laredo City Council meeting, the World Health Organization considered declaring a global emergency in response to a massive outbreak of Ebola in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So, you know, this is another thing that you have to worry about, especially over there in our town.
Yes,
you know, we have 18 different dialects of language at the schools. People cannot even teach. We have, you know, a lot of these Congolese coming in, French Africans, Iwis, whatever you want to call them. They're here one day, they're gone the next. You don't know what's going on. And don't get me wrong, there's a plethora of very good people there. You know, we've got several that come to our church now. But this is another thing we have to deal with. Not only spending money on health care for everybody and God knows what else.
Well, and you look at the measles outbreak and the whooping cough that, you know, both these things were taken care of a while back, and now they've reappeared for some reason.
You know, I don't know. Who else we got? Dave Arns. Hello, Dave. Shorty Volk. What up?
You betcha.
Well, now we have, according to this new report I got here, we have 7 Mexican nationals coming across the border, but this is across the Canadian border now.
Well.
So, you know, I don't know if they think things are going to get tight down there on the border, which they absolutely should. But surveillance agents located in the Swanton sector Tactical Communications Center reviewed a group of migrants crossing into New York on April 13th near Fort Covington. Agents went there at the area, had 7 migrants, all migrants apprehended by the Border Patrol. Thank you, Border Patrol agents, because you guys definitely have a thankless job. Undergo a biometric background investigation to search for previous criminal or immigration violations, prior deportations, or gang affiliations. I'll bet they get a lot of those. So, you know, thank you to our Border Patrol, but you know what? There are things called laws, federal laws, constitutional laws. You know, I'm sorry. You want to come here? That's great. Fantastic. Get a visa. get a work permit, do whatever you have to do legally to come here. I understand a lot of people want to get away from the crap that they have to live in, but you got to take care of home base first, in my opinion.
Sure. Or you could do something else that where the people come from these shithole countries, they could stand up and fight for their own country.
Well, one would think.
We kind of did that. Our
Did
country.
we really?
Our country.
Is that
did
how we came about?
That is how it
And
happened.
you know what? The people coming here like this probably don't know. They don't understand it. I don't think they teach that crap anymore. It's not crap, but you know what I'm saying. I don't think they focus on this country, how we became a country, what we had to do to become a country. You know, people sacrificed lives and families and everything for us to do what we're doing here today.
They sacrificed everything.
Absolutely, they did. So, you know, come on, let's stop this freaking politically correct bull crap. See, that's a family show. I said crap. You know, and start teaching Americanism again first, and let the people who come from other countries understand what we went through, how we got here. Maybe they would appreciate us a little bit more, like they used to when they first came here.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe that's called nationalism, right? That's what they called Trump when he was wanting to put America first. Yeah, they call him national. Oh, my God, we can't have that.
Why would you do that? Well, because he's not a freaking globalist. That's why.
Exactly.
You know what? You got to have borders to be a country. That's what we are. The United States of America. We are a country. Mindy Webker-Varley puts out Beerstown has a new Burma population. Now they call it, they don't call it Burma anymore. Myanmar. No, I don't. It's something like that. Anyway.
Whatever.
You know, it's just another language barrier that we have out at the school, an unfunded mandate that our school has to pay for.
Right out of our property taxes.
Right, absolutely.
And our state coffers, which we don't have any money there. So,
you know, people are leaving our school district in droves, man. It's not a good situation out there. So, hello, Kim Caneyzell. Thanks for tuning in from Tejas.
Here's something that'll get you going. New York Assembly.
No, don't. It's just my first day back, Steve. Come on.
We'll get your blood pressure up. It'll be all right.
Great. I have to start drinking vodka.
Yeah. I'll just take you down somewhere and we'll get you a cheeseburger. It'll be all right.
Ooh, I like that.
New York Assembly Democrats on Tuesday blocked a bill that proposed expanding college tuition aid for children of deceased and disabled military veterans after having a week earlier approved a state budget that set aside $27 million in college tuition aid for illegal immigrants.
Absolutely. There you go. And you wonder why people in this country get so damn pissed off. That's why right there.
The Assembly's Higher Education Committee voted 15-11 on Tuesday to shelve the bill, effectively quashing its chances of going to the floor, which is reported. The decision came after Committee Chair Deborah Glick she's a Democrat of Manhattan, and Speaker Carl Heastie said $27 million from the state's budget would go towards supporting the Jose Peralta New York State DREAM Act, which allowed illegal immigrants to qualify for state aid for higher education. Glick said any expansion of college tuition aid to Gold Star families was not within the state's budget, and pointed to an already existing program that provided $2.7 million to 145 students who are dependents of vets who served in combat zones. 2.7 compared to 27 million. Really? Are you flipping kidding me?
Yeah.
Where are your priorities?
You know what 27 million equals? Votes, brother. Votes. And that's all the Democratic Party is looking for is votes. They don't give a crap what happens anymore to the United States of America as long as these freaking idiots stay in power.
Yeah, they're doing such a wonderful job.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. I really appreciate it. Hello, Roy Hurst. Thank you for what you do. Tell all your guys down there that patrol the streets and everything. Thank you. We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, wishing you were back here, too.
Hey, Cheryl McCoy's out there.
All righty.
Awesome.
All righty. Do you want me to read some more of this stuff? No, I'll just skip it. Okay.
You know, I'm going to have to go to a feel-good thing because you're getting really riled up.
Oh. It is your first day back on the job.
Yes, it is. I want to definitely appreciate you for raising my blood pressure. Yeah, I got another feel-good story here. A Marine who ran the Boston Marathon in honor of 3 men he served alongside crawled across the finish line Monday as his body almost gave up, but his mind didn't. Micah Herndon, 31, ran the race in 3 hours and 38 minutes. I could have done better. No, really.
I'm not.
Maybe if there's a couple of steak Sammys there or something. According to the race, I did. He hit the mark. He had to physically drag his body along the pavement to finish the race. Herndon of Ohio served several deployments in Iraq and Afghanistan. The Record Courier reported during a tour in Afghanistan, 2010, 3 people he was with were killed when they were targeted by an IED. Marines Mark Juarez and Matthew Ballard and Rupert Hammer, a British journalist, died. He said he ran the Boston Marathon for them. That's fantastic. I run in honor of them. They are not here anymore. I am here. I am able. He told a news outlet, I am lucky to still have all my limbs. I can still be active. I can find fuel in the simple idea that I can run, and some cannot. That's fantastic, because I just keep saying their names out loud to myself. They went through much worse, so I run for them.
That's pretty awesome.
That is fantastic. So Semper Fi, Marine. That's fantastic.
We happen to have a little video clip of some military amputees crossing the finish line at the Boston Marathon. Let's show a little bit of that, and we'll.
Please, I'm still riled up.
That is awesome.
That is awesome.
You know, that's a lot of determination. That's a lot of willpower.
They want to pay for illegal immigration.
Yeah.
College instead of Gold Star families.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
How about you kiss my freaking backside?
Yeah, Sean, you're right. It says maybe they should lower the voting age to being newborns so they'll stop with the abortions.
Absolutely.
Hello,
T. Clyde Richards. Get your butt to the gym tomorrow. One more feel good, so I can try to get myself in the
back into composure.
Back into composure here.
Oh boy!
And then it's all you. Over in Israel again, scientists have unveiled a 3D print of a heart with a human tissue and vessels, calling it the first in a major medical breakthrough that advances the possibilities for transplants. The heart, about the size of a rabbit's, marked the first time anyone anywhere has successfully engineered and printed an entire heart, replete with cells, blood vessels, ventricles, and chambers. He said Tel Aviv University there, but the scientists said many challenges remain before fully working 3D printed hearts will be available. Yeah, well, I bet there is, for transplants into patients. Journalists were shown a 3D print of a heart about the size of a cherry at Tel Aviv University on Monday as researchers announced their findings, published in the Journal of Advanced Scientists. So they said maybe in 10 years there will be organ printers in the finest hospitals around the world, and that these procedures will be conducted routinely. Wow.
Ain't that something?
You know, I'll tell you, Israeli scientists continue to hit it out of the frickin' ballpark. I wonder where they get their divine wisdom from. Let me see. But yeah, if you guys go back and check some of our posts on our Facebook page, we have all kinds of things that the Israelis have discovered and come through with. Like we've said before on the show, they think they have a cure for cancer, and not just a certain type of cancer, but cancer in general. Whether that'll be able to get to this country past Big Pharma, I don't know.
That's a pretty good question.
But, surely they will. Joe Edwards, thank you for watching, man. Hope your wife enjoys the Jeep.
Did you happen to see...
Oh, boy.
This from MSN.
The Morbidly Stupid Nothing But Crap Network?
No, just MSN.
Oh, okay. Morbidly Stupid Network.
Yeah, there it is still.
All right. Well, I've got to have some fun around here.
I know. Yeah, because now that your blood pressure's back down, right?
Right.
In an unprecedented move, the Rupert Murdoch-controlled Fox News channel has been banned from hosting Democratic Party debates for U.S. presidential elections in 2020. Fox News is not in a position to host a fair and neutral debate for our candidates. Therefore, Fox News will not serve as a media partner for the 2020 Democratic primary debates, Democratic National Committee Chairman Tom Perez told the New York Times. Have you ever seen this guy? He's just an idiot. He goes on to say, at the core of the concern is the close association between Fox and incumbent President Donald Trump. Okay, so let's look back to the mainstream media and how they treated the Democrats. Oh, it was Donna Brazile that gave the questions to Hillary Clinton in one of the debates, right? And he's worried about Fox. Maybe he thinks Fox News is going to give up some questions. Maybe that's no. Are you?
There's a lot of people thinking Fox is going more moderate and progressive these days.
I know, and Well, they did bring back Judge Jean, so that's a good. That's a step in the right direction. But he's worried about Fox News when he needs to look no further than the mainstream media for, bias towards one candidate or another. He's worried about. So, Fox News, what are they going to do? They're going to ask him tough questions. What's your stance on this issue? How are you going to pay for this Green New Deal as is? How are you going to pay for expanded Medicare? Because I've seen a clip on Bernie Sanders today.
We have to worry about the Green New Deal. Let's hope not, anyway.
Bernie says, in order to pay for expanded Medicare, we're going to have to raise taxes, but in the long run, it's going to save money. So how does that work when you spend more money to save money? You're spending money and then think you're going to save money. I don't see how that. It's
they
Bernie.
get their tactics from the state of Illinois. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Coop, I didn't forget my pill, but I did forget to drink my turmeric ginger tea today, which does have some calming effects.
Good God!
What?
The ginger tea.
Turmeric and ginger.
I don't even know what that stuff is.
Well, look it up.
Yes, Kim, you're right. Donna Brazile was on the 5 this afternoon. I did see a little bit of that.
Yeah, I wonder if she's like maybe sitting in for Juan Williams or something like that.
Most likely.
Need the
balance things out.
Liberal left, fair and balanced you got there,
But getting back to this, so the Democratic National Committee chairman says this network cannot host our debate.
Oh, my goodness.
Who said he gets to make that decision? Maybe the candidates would like to go on Fox. Or maybe the candidates don't want to go on Fox because the questions may be a little tougher than normal. Well, back to the number one question. The only thing you got to do is in these debates when I want to bring up a policy is how you going to pay for it. And you know what their answer is going to be? We're going to raise taxes.
Always.
Every time they're going to say, we're going to raise taxes. Well, that doesn't help the rest of the country. Social, and the other part is you have a lot of people like Bernie. You got Kamala Harris. You got.
You mean Bernie, he just released his tax returns, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, and Bernie's worth millions.
How'd that happen?
Geez, I don't know. Maybe through capitalism, but
They did ask him about his book and how he made the money on his book. He said, they asked him, is that capitalism? He said, well, no, not really, because everybody has the opportunity. Hey, that's what.
Really? Isn't that what capitalism is?
Exactly.
It's not your socialism, brother. Hey, take a look at Venezuela. They're eating out of freaking trash cans down there and think they're going into cannibalism here pretty quick.
Bernie may handle the Fox questions okay, but still he's raising taxes and socialism is his answer. So
that is not going to happen, Josh. I am not Cass County's first certified cuddlist. Unless I'm cuddling with my dog. She's my baby.
Oh, boy. Let's see. What else? Oh, speaking of socialism. Let's see. This article here is a little bit old. It's from CBS. It's from April 3rd. It said a total of 5 Democratic socialists and possibly a 6th one races for alderman. In February on Tuesday's runoff election, 6 candidates. So you got 5 Democratic socialists, 1 in Chicago for an alderman in the positions up there. So wonder how that's going to work out. Like Chicago's not broke now, right?
No, yeah.
So I wonder, that's getting way too, that's in our state and that's getting way too close for me.
Well, hopefully in a few more years I won't be here, but you never know what's going to happen.
No, we sure don't. You might be banned from leaving Illinois. They're going to build a wall and keep you in.
Well, I tell you what.
Then it's called a prison.
I don't think it'll ever happen, but there is that Illinois separation thing that seems to, be getting a little bit more momentum going on. Maybe they can just build a wall up around I-80 and just leave us alone down here.
Yeah.
I'm sure we could run things a lot better.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we could. Pretty sure we could. What else? What else you got over there, Mister?
Well, how it always seems that everybody's crying free speech until a conservative starts opening their freaking mouth and stuff like that.
Which article do you have?
Well, who Candace Owens is here.
Yes.
She is a black female who is a conservative and has decided that the Democratic Party has absolutely done nothing for the black minorities. Hardly ever, if you can look at the democratically controlled cities like Chicago, Detroit, and things like that. But anyway, she's a conservative. She's going around talking like a lot of people do at campuses and things like that. But she arrived at the University of Pennsylvania Monday, to far-left protesters aggressively shouting her down. She goes, Antifa is here. Enjoy this video of the neo-KKK stalking and harassing me as I try to invite a group of peaceful black students into my event at the University of Pennsylvania. The Democratic's domestic terrorist armed strikes again. We have a video right here of all of this going on. Maybe.
And Candace is not the only one that has this problem.
No. Candace is part of the Blexit movement, which is the black exit from the Democratic Party, along with the Lexit movement, the Latino exit from the Democratic Party. And there's now a Jexit or something like that, the Jewish exit from the Democratic Party. But anyway, she was invited to speak at the campus by the school's Republican organization, okay? In the days leading up to the event, Antifa members threatened to harass Owens and throw things at her. And she goes... Or they say, Antifa says, Hitler admiring far-right anti-immigrant fearmonger Candace Owens, these freaking guys, brings her outrageously wrong and backwards ideology to UPenn on Monday. Really? For real, y'all are an Ivy League school. Y'all should have that revoked. Seriously. I mean, this comes after Owens testified on Capitol Hill about the growing threat posed by the far-left groups like Antifa, which, basically should be... a terrorist frickin' group. These guys, big tough people running around with these freaking masks on. Come on, take your mask off, man. You got something to say, just freaking say it. You don't like these people, that's fine, but you don't have to do this bull crap. It seems like every time some Republican or conservative goes into one of these liberal-ass colleges, this is what happens because they don't want them voicing their opinions, but they think they have the right to do it. Now, I don't know. Maybe there are instances where... Democrats and stuff go on campus and start talking and people come and running their mouths and doing stupid crap. I don't see any of it. If there's anything out there, somebody let me know. But it seems more and more that this just happens on the freaking left, maybe the far left, not the left, but the far left. The freaking radical nut jobs there.
And you see it with like Milo Yiannopoulos and a few others, especially at Berkeley University. It's crazy. And I happen to have another one here. It says, State Senator David Sater, a Republican, is calling for University of Missouri, Kansas City Chancellor Molly Agrawala, something like that, stepped down after conservative commentator was assaulted on campus last week. Conservative commentator Michael Knowles, a columnist at the Daily Wire, was assaulted on campus during a speech titled Men Are Not Women. Okay, and he's right. Knowles was sprayed with a non-toxic substance by a masked attacker who has been charged with assault and resisting arrest. The chancellor, his initial statement, he said he noted that Knowles' professed opinions do not align with our commitment to diversity and inclusion and our goal of providing a welcoming environment to all people, particularly to our LGBT community. Okay, so let me back up. His opinions do not align with our commitment to diversity and inclusion and a welcoming environment. What an idiot. Because you just defeated your own purpose there because... how that goes. He commended students for responding in the best way by protesting Knowles with positive message about diversity and inclusion, although he did note that some other people crossed the line. No kidding. So you're going to talk about how diverse you are, how inclusive you are, and your welcoming environment, and
yes, until it disagrees with their ideology.
Yeah.
Anyway, Candace Owens, part of the Blexit movement. She has a show on PragerU now. It's called the Candace Owens Show. I just posted here last Sunday. It's on Sunday nights. She's sitting down with Larry Elder, another black conservative.
That ought to be a good show.
Oh, absolutely. And they're talking exactly what's going on right here, what we're saying. So, hey, go watch it. Go listen to what these free-thinking African Americans are saying out there because, the left has done absolutely nothing for them. For them, for the Latinos.
Yep, you're right.
So
I've got Robo and Jennifer Horton tuned in too. All right.
J-ho!
Oh boy,
it's moist out there, isn't it?
Oh God, here we go.
She loves that word, really.
She's gonna beat you when
she doesn't get to see me anymore.
I'm gonna give her your address.
I'm sure she can find me and hunt me down if she wants to.
Let's see.
Jennifer, please don't.
I I hadn't. What happened to it?
You having a senior moment?
Yes, I am. I don't know what happened to
Hey,
it.
that's a nice shirt you got on over there. What's it say? Unleashed
It says
Opinion?
Unleashed Opinion, that's
Dang,
right.
That's fantastic.
Mhm.
Hey, we're twins.
Yeah,
I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger, you Danny DeVito.
Yeah, well, I generally don't tell people that. So.
And my calves are a lot bigger than yours. So anyway.
Oh.
Hey, do you remember the other day when, what's her face?
Well, that narrows it down.
Oh, yes. Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota. Remember when she said some people bomb the World Trade Centers and stuff like that?
It was something along those lines, yeah. Some people did a bad thing or something.
Yeah, some
crap
people
like
did a bad thing or something like that. Right. She knows who those freaking people are.
We don't want to talk
Islamic
about
freaking terrorists.
Don't talk about
okay?
it. Don't talk about it.
I'm going to talk about
Your
it.
free speech is going to be stomped on.
Anyway, the other day, Texas Republican Dan Crenshaw, thank you for your service, sir.
Oh, he's a good one, too.
Yes, he is. Yeah, they are nice hats, Mike. Thank you. Responded to Democratic reps Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, screwball of New York, and Ilhan Omar after the duo criticized him for taking offense to Omar's description of the 9/11 terrorist attacks. It's terrorists who killed almost 3,000 Americans. We should talk about it that way, Crenshaw told NBC. We should talk about it with difference. Omar delivered the keynote speech at a fundraiser for the Council on American Islamic Relations, known terrorist ties, March 23rd, where she was recorded describing the September 11th attacks as merely an event where some people did something. Some people. Texas Republican replied, "It is unbelievable that a member of Congress would describe terrorists who killed thousands of Americans in such a manner." Omar called on leaders of both parties to join her in condemning Crenshaw's dangerous incitement. All Rep Omar had to do, according to Crenshaw, was explain herself. Say whatever she wants, say she didn't mean it, diffuse the situation, but don't double down. Don't play the victim card and don't start making accusations of me. I just think that was uncalled for, and I agree with him. Ocasio-Cortez immediately came to Omar's defense and accused the former Navy SEAL of not properly supporting 9/11 victims and first responders. Yeah. He goes, she said he refuses to co-sponsor the 9/11 Victims Compensation Fund. Maybe he did, I don't know. Yet have the audacity to drum up resentment towards Ilhan with completely out of context quotes. In 2018, right-wing extremists were behind almost all U.S. domestic terrorist killings. Why don't you go do something about that? Is that what she said? Are you kidding me?
I don't really pay much attention to her. So.
She said Omar has done more for 9/11 families than the GOP. I think I'm about done with this thing.
Oh, boy. But you know what?
But anyway, you get his drift, you get my drift, okay?
Right. You know what? And here's the thing: she has the right to free speech.
Absolutely,
just
she
like
does.
Crenshaw
Absolutely.
does. But you know what? With freedom comes responsibility. So when she gets verbally attacked for saying something, then you know that they still have the free speech to do that also.
Yep, you are correct.
Whether you agree with it or not, still a free country. But
call it what it is.
Right. We got Bob Schott out there this evening, too.
Bob Shocked?
Mm-hmm.
Bob Shocked?
Hey, I found my article I was looking for.
All right.
Yeah, I was worried
Thank
sick.
you.
I got enough crap on this table. You guys wouldn't believe it.
Yes, they would.
Yeah, maybe.
Hello, Sue.
Top city prosecutor says she hopes to begin expunging minor cannabis convictions in the coming months, but acknowledges it won't be easy to implement her plan and that her office is still figuring out its scope. Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox told the Chicago Sun-Times last week. Remember Kim Fox? She's the one who dismissed the charges against Jesse Smollett because they didn't have enough.
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, how she became Chicago's top prosecutor is really a mystery.
Well, it is Chicago.
Yes. She wants to enlist the help of San Francisco-based nonprofit Code for America, which has already aided in the expunging records in, you guessed it, California.
Oh, my goodness. You're kidding me. Not California.
Yeah, she estimates that thousands of misdemeanor drug convictions could be wiped out. Fox says her office is also reviewing its policy toward prosecuting those detained for selling marijuana. She has recently advocated publicly for legalizing recreational marijuana in Illinois. So here's my question. You're going to go through and you're going to expunge the records of everybody who's been convicted of these minor pot offenses, right? Okay, so what happens then? Well, I mean, do you stop there because You've just opened the door. Okay, so you're going to go. There's a lot more left to do. If this road you want to go down, there's a lot left to do because now you have employers out there who have fired people for dropping dirty, right?
Yep.
Okay, so they weren't caught with any reefer, but they had used some pots. Okay, so now you're going to expunge the records of people who have been convicted of using the stuff and went to prison or jail, whatever the case may be, or just kicked back out to the street if they were prosecuted by this gal. But so now the people who lost their jobs because they dropped dirty, do they get their job back? Because I don't see that happening. Because look at some of the places that do the drug drops and they fire people and they're replaced pretty much the next day in a lot of cases. So does that person get their job? If you're going to expunge all these records from the criminals, from the convicted people, what about the people who dropped dirty and lost their job?
Mm-hmm. I get you.
So what do you do then? Do they go back and get their jobs? Because I'm pretty sure that's not going to work. So you've opened the door here where it's never going to end. You're
So there's going to be all kinds of freaking lawsuits over that stuff.
Oh,
too.
absolutely. Okay, moving right.
Did you see what Nancy Pelosi said about Omar, or not Omar, but Ocasio-Cortez? Now, these two have been going at it for a while. This is funny as heck as far as I'm concerned. House Speaker says a glass of water with a D by its name could win Ocasio-Cortez's district.
That slams a lot of people there. Not just AOC, but the voters especially. Oh,
Dude,
my God.
She is BSC, and you know
it. So I'll get off script here just a little bit. Thursday morning, the Attorney General Barr is going to release a redacted copy of, or at least let Congress see, the Mueller report, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what really kills me is that, and we've got an indictment that came out of that Mueller probe anyway, of one of Obama's people. So these people are out there, and I forget, Adam Schiff is one of them, and a few others are out there saying, well, we want to see the unredacted copy because we don't trust Barr, but they did before. I mean, so we're going to, because he's carrying water for Trump and so on and so forth. Be careful what you ask for, because I think there's going to be a lot of names in there that you really don't want to see.
You think?
Pretty positive of it. But the scope of the investigation was Trump and his people. So when you start coming across all these names that have been redacted and you may not like what you see, and not to mention the fact that and I know, unless you got the security clearance, you will not ever see an unredacted copy of that report.
Spit it out.
It's not going to happen.
Spit it out.
I'm working on it.
Unredacted. There's a lot of unredacted going on. Unredacted.
Because it's not going to, unless you have the security clearance, you're not going to see it. So, sorry, Adam, you're going to have to just keep
sorry, Adam,
flopping your jaws out there and doing what you're doing. And you got several others out there, too. And they know it's not going to happen. So they get out there and grandstand and parade, and, oh, my God, we need to see everything's going on, because you really don't want to see it, and you can't see it. So, not to mention, go ahead.
How about that fire at the Notre Dame Cathedral?
Oh, wow.
Dude, was that something?
Yeah.
That is absolutely incredible. I don't think anybody was hurt or killed in that, but damn, that thing was freaking on fire. And that is a major historical site, man.
Yeah, it is. That place was also called the Forest because they harvested the timber from 52 acres of ground, and it took, what did that article say, 182 years to build the thing. Oh, my God.
Yeah, it said it was 1160 that decision to build Notre Dame was made shortly after the Paris church became the central church for all kings of Europe. Bishop Maurice de Sully deemed it crucial that a newer, grander cathedral be built, and the old church on the same location was destroyed. 3 years later, construction on Notre Dame began, and even Pope Alexander III attended the ceremony where they laid the first cornerstone. Construction of the cathedral took almost 200 freaking years, man. Almost as long as the entire Gothic period. Wow.
That's pretty amazing.
That is insane. Building's been around for almost 1,000 years, it says. Notre Dame experienced quite a lot of damage and vandalism. In the 1500s, the Huguenots, a reformist offshoot of the church, gained influence. They destroyed many of the windows of the cathedral, deemed it idolatrous. In 1600, modernization movement also forced major alterations. During the 1700s, many of the cathedral's treasures were destroyed during the French Revolution, and so on and so on. there is a French billionaire, Henri something, said he's going to donate, golly, how many multi-millions to help rebuild this place. So that's fantastic. Awesome. I think there's it came out pretty decent. There's not a whole lot of super structural damage, but there's definitely damage. But I think they're going to get it. It may take a long time, but they're going to get it back up. So
well, let's hope it doesn't take another 182 years.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, it won't bother me. I won't be here. So, but that was crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, that was something. Getting back to the,
they didn't redact anything. I don't think.
You're killing me.
Hurry up! You got 10 minutes left.
I know.
And you're buying supper.
I never said that.
You're my elder. Come on.
I didn't take you to raise. I can't afford to feed you.
I don't eat that much.
Greg Craig, former White House counsel for then President Barack Obama, was indicted Thursday on 2 counts of making false statements and misleading statements to investigators, including Special Counsel Robert Mueller's team, in connection with his work on behalf of Russia-backed former president of Ukraine, Victor somebody. Craig is the first prominent Democrat to be indicted in a case arising from Mueller's now completed probe into the Russian election interference. Mueller referred the Craig case to prosecutors in New York last year after uncovering possible wrongdoing while he investigated former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort's Ukraine lobbying work. The Washington-based lawyer was indicted by a grand jury in the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia for allegedly falsifying and concealing material facts and making false statements both to Mueller and to the DOJ National Security Division of Foreign Agents Registration Act. So back to what I said about the unredacted copy of the Mueller report. You may want to not see everything that's in there.
Sure they don't.
So, that's the first...
Nobody in politics lies, Steve. Come on.
Well, this guy I was not familiar with, but, there's so many other people, and we've posted on our Facebook page the pictures of these people that have been involved in something in the last 8 years and before, that nobody ever really seems to look into these people. It baffles me. Let's see. What else you got?
Well, I got here, got an article from one of Brian Cooper's favorite .coms, Breitbart.com. Sorry, Brian. Hackers steal 23,000 names, addresses from FBI-affiliated group. That's nice. A nonprofit organization called FBI National Academy Associates confirmed on Sunday that hackers breached its servers and stole several databases containing personal information, including names and emails, for 23,000 people. Hackers claim one of the databases they exposed contains thousands of people watched by the FBI, some of them affiliated with major media organizations. The FBI-NAA is a law enforcement support, training, and network group with dozens of chapters across the United States, plus several international chapters. According to a statement from the organization, hackers raided 3 of its local chapters, stole personal information, and made it available for sale on the Internet. The attack did not affect the national database for the group. Well, that's good, but, this is just, with all of our... Bill Clinton made a profound statement back in the day when the Internet came out. It's going to be the information superhighway. And he wasn't wrong.
No, he wasn't.
It's all of our information going out on the superhighway because we will put whatever we want out there on the frickin' Internet for people to take.
Yeah, and it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. People say, "Oh, there's a blank on here. It says answer this question." Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, we got Jody Parrish and Eddie Durrell out there. All right.
Coming news.
Hey, getting back to the
hey, did you see where Joe Biden put the green coat on Tiger Woods?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, somebody made that up. I'm sorry.
That was pretty funny.
Anyway.
The Mueller report where Barr was testifying in front of the Senate Appropriations Subcommittee here a while back, and they was asking him a whole slew of questions. He went through, 2 days worth of testimony, and he said, I believe they were spying. I just don't know. And he called it spying. Of course, he was crucified for saying the word spying.
Oh, my gosh, not spying.
So he says, I want to look into it and see if this was justified or not. And you got Lindsey Graham out there saying we need to investigate how the investigation was done because this whole investigation was based on a fake dossier. So we want to get to the bottom. And that's great. Nobody's above the law.
Even shouldn't be, no.
Even Trump.
Absolutely.
Even Trump. But
hey, I'll be the first one. If Trump does something stupid, I'm going to call him. I'm going to say something about it. Like I've always said, I didn't vote for him in the primaries. But I definitely voted for him during the presidential election because I wasn't going to vote for Hillary Clinton, which I'm surprised she hasn't off both of us because we didn't vote for her. But anyway, but yeah, if I thought Trump for 1 minute this racist, this white Nazi that everybody's proclaiming him to be, I wouldn't support the man. I don't believe he's that way, and I'm going to support him, and that's it.
Well, you had some of your black community leaders was praising Trump back in the day.
Well, sure, because he was giving them all kinds of freaking money. Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton,
that's what I was looking for. Those two, yes.
He was doing all kinds of things for the black communities, and Trump was the best thing since sliced bread back then. He runs for president, and now he's a POS.
Yep.
He's a racist. He's a white nationalist. Oh my gosh, that KKK wearing. How about you go to the Democratic Party if you want to look for the KKK?
And look no further than Robert Byrd. He's not with us any longer, but and that's who.
That was Hillary Clinton's mentor, right?
Yeah. Her and Bill Ayers.
Bill Ayers, yeah. Sweet. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
hello, Eddie Durrell. Did you already talk to Eddie?
I did.
Okay.
Pay attention. Pay attention.
I'm almost 54 now.
Oh, my
it happens.
God. You're just putting too much information out there on the internet.
It's all right. I brought my Depends. Everything's good.
Just too much information for me. Hey, before I forget, got to put this out there. Rosanna Polito, a gal that calls in from time to time, is very active with the Second Amendment, and she is anti-illegal immigration, and she sent me a message the other day and said Sangamon and Menard County gun owners will have a meeting to pass a sanctuary for gun owners resolution at Shields in Springfield on Monday, May the 20th at 6:30 p.m. And there will be a meeting once a month after that until the resolution is passed. So that's outstanding. I don't know how much good these resolutions will do, but you know what? It's letting our legislators in Springfield...
We're doing something. They're not just sitting back on our laurels,
Right, exactly.
Because if you do, the government will just run over your ass.
Absolutely. But they're out there doing something, letting the legislators in Springfield and Chicago know that we're not going to lay down for this stuff.
Absolutely.
We have the right. It's in the Constitution, because some of these people probably have not looked at the Constitution. And they
don't want to look at the Constitution. They want to do what they want to do.
So remember that's Monday, May 20th at 6:30 at Shields in Springfield. Sangamon, Menard County gun owners will be having a meeting to pass sanctuary for gun owners resolutions. So if you're in town, if you can make it, because I'm going to see what I can do to be there and talk to Rosanna. I've only met her once. So Brett got to meet her the other day when we was at the iGold in Springfield.
Awesome. Do as I say, not as I do, peasants.
Yeah. Hey, we got Brian Humphreys out there and Cole Huey. Oh. Well, what else you got over there?
I'm exhausted, dude. I haven't done this for weeks.
I know. Yep, we're pretty much out of time. So, hey, big thank you out to our people out here online.
Absolutely.
Greatly appreciate the comments and everything. Other people throughout the week that give us messages on things to talk about, greatly appreciate it.
I'm really surprised that those two certain individuals didn't call in.
I know. I wonder what's wrong.
Because I called in when they were on board, and I was kind of a little bit mean to them.
Maybe they're angry with you.
Maybe
they're in a safe space.
They're cuddling with Care Bears. Can you see Bob and Brett cuddling with Care Bears?
No.
Maybe they're dressing up as Care Bears together.
Oh, you better quit. They're going to call you nasty things.
Okay.
But anyway, seriously, folks, we greatly appreciate all the people tuning in online and everything.
Absolutely. It just makes it a heck of a lot more fun for us.
You betcha. There's a bit more goes into this than what you may realize. So,
yeah. It's a good thing John's here. This thing would never get off the ground.
Oh, boy. Well, like I say, Monday, May 20th at Shields, Sangamon Menard County gun owners having a meeting. So,
sweet. Maybe you can buy me a pistol when we're there.
I'll take you over to the pistol section. You can look around.
Okay. Damn it.
I can lure you over there with the cheeseburger.
Yes, you could.
You got anything else?
I'm done.
Okay. Remember, folks, if you love your country, you love your freedom, thank a veteran.
Absolutely.
Thanks for tuning
in. God bless America. Thank you all.
We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Hey, we're not going to be here next week.
Hold it. Steve had
I forgot. We're not going to be here next week.
Oh, my gosh. I just started back.
I know. But we're not going to... You probably wouldn't be here anyway, but not going to be here next week unless we do something off the porch or at another secret location.
Secret location.
Anyway, until then, we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.